Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. It's going to be a bit odd. I'm just going to show it first because I tend to forget when I have it hanging on the coat hanger. This is what we're photocopying, folks, these little animals. So I'm going to show you again because it's the routine, but I just thought I'd show you because sometimes I just don't show what's hanging there. I only show what's typically on the bed, which is really a nuisance, and I hate it when I don't show what I'm photocopying first before I start doing it, but I'm a bit forgetful. I have memory problems. I had a cord around my neck and I came out breech, and it affects primarily my short-term memory and my hippocampus functions, which is essential. Well, they're essential for learning, which gave me a really hard time at school, and throughout my entire school life I've got bitter memories of teasing and bullying and teachers not understanding that the reason why I didn't want to do the schoolwork was I can't do it, it's too hard. That was what I used to say typically when I was in kindergarten. And it really was, I really hated the way I was treated like I was a troublemaker because I wasn't diagnosed. So there was no diagnosis, and there still is no fucking diagnosis, folks. So I will eventually, when I get the money and get in touch with my partner Luigi, I'm going to get tested so I can have closure as a 50-year-old. And this is, again, we're just going to show it because it's a good habit to show it. This is what, again, we're just showing it again. But basically, I also believe I have high-functioning autism, which isn't now considered a problem. It's considered more of an asset, and I've just got this stuck on the coat hanger. I've got the Velcro on there. Just got the Velcro holding it to the coat hanger. No, I haven't. It's not the Velcro. Ah, shit. Fuck it. That was very unpolished. But that's the nature of my demos. I try to make them as candid as possible. And getting back to the high-functioning autism, I tend to, it helps me with my application as a photocopier artist. It gives me the drive and the power to do it, and it also helps counteract some of the problems with my memory problems. But at the same time, it was a problem at school because of the teasing and the bullying that I encountered en masse. I had no fucking choice. I'm just putting it on there randomly. But basically I had no choice but to be a victim, and I don't want to be treated like that anymore. I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 to show that I'm talented and that I've got something for the world to enjoy, not just for me. I haven't got much money being disabled. Most people with disabilities don't typically have much in the way of disposable income, and that's come up looking quite an interesting shape. So we don't typically have really good incomes, us people with disabilities. I'm not diagnosed for the high functioning autism. That's yet another undiagnosed suspected condition. And basically I want to get diagnosed for that for sure. That was really hard to deal with, the teasing and the bullying and shit. And used to embarrass my dad and my brother, and they hate my guts as a consequence. And I've got to prove them wrong, that they're not right. Even though my dad and my brother are what I call Mr. Rights, because they think they're right all the time and I'm wrong, so they can go fuck themselves in my fucking expletive language to them. So I've got a lot of proving to do in this life of mine that I'm living as a person with a disability. I have got a diagnosis, folks, but it's not something I like to talk about because it's got stigma attached, and I can't have that stigma. I'm too ashamed of it, and it's been diagnosed, and that's why I am able to claim the disability support pension. So it does have a use, but it's also very shameful and stigmatic, and I'm not ready to out myself with this particular disability because it is associated a lot with shame. But I still... And oh yeah, there's another disability that has been diagnosed. You see, sometimes I'm often closing my eye. I've got what's known as an alternating squint. I can't explain in good words what that means. You have to look it up on Google. Just Google it, folks. Alternating squint. Out of curiosity. It's to do with not being able to use your eyes together. Your eyes can't be used in unison. You can't see in 3D. And one eye jumps in one eye. When you got both eyes open, sometimes one eye jumps straight abruptly to the other, and it's like if you try to catch a ball, you're probably going to get a ball in your face with this kind of disability. And the kind of treatment they have, they can normally treat it quite easily with what's known as prism glasses. But I tried the prism glasses at the optometrist, and they didn't work. So I probably have to have an operation to get it corrected. So I can't drive a car with this. Even if I didn't have the intellectual disability, I wouldn't be able to drive a car because of this thing called an alternating squint. So yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. So being disabled is a real fucking pain. I can't use a computer very well. I like typing, for example, because my eye jumps from one to the other, like trying to catch a ball, and I end up losing the mouse pointer on the screen, and I have to close one eye and try to look all over the screen where the pointer is. So it's really a pain in the ass when you think about it. But I have to fucking try to work out what I'm good at, and I'm brilliant at photocopier art, and I want to shout it to the world because this is my gift. And this is something I don't want to suppress, even though my dad and my brother have made in the past every effort to suppress it. Bitches. But, what can I say? So hopefully Channel 9 will air it on the 6 o'clock news, and it'll be really good. And anyway, that's come up looking better than I was expecting this one. I think we can now call this demo quits.